The last week of May, we were deported. 1944, a few days before D-Day, when the entire world, the entire free world already knew what it meant to be there. We knew, they knew, we didn't. We simply thought we were going to a labor camp inside Hungary. But in Washington and in London and the Vatican and in Switzerland and in Sweden, and the newspapers, check your local papers, you will see. They already spoke about Auschwitz, and inside pages, mind you, and the New York Times forever will be blamed for that, the way it handled the news of that event. Why didn't we know? You spoke about good people who helped. We had a maid, an illiterate woman, a Christian. She brought honor to Christianity. And she sneaked into the ghetto. And I will remember forever. She pleaded with my father. She said, I have a hut in the mountains. Come, I'll take care of you. The Russian army, the Red Army, was maybe 20, 30 miles away. But we didn't know where we were going. My father said, whatever will happen to our people, I want it to happen to us too, in Hungary. Had we known, half, if not more, of many communities would have been saved. Why didn't we know? Yes, there was a war going on, and we are grateful. We must always remain grateful for what America has done during the war. It was a great, great, valiant, heroic, noble victory to defeat Nazism, Hitler, fascism. And whenever my wife and I go to Normandy, we go to the military cemeteries with the sadness that you can imagine, but also with the pride you can imagine. Kids, 16, 18-year-old soldiers, coming from places they have never known, trying to save places whose names they never heard of. A great war. But when it came to save Jews, unfortunately the indifference was part of the plan. In Berlin they thought the world is indifferent to the Jewish plight. That was the lesson they learned from the famous Evian conference. So what have we learned? What has the world learned? And the question is, we survivors have tried our best. Those of you here in Illinois have courageously shown to your fellow Americans the importance, the essential obligation of memory everywhere. Has the world learned the lesson? And sadly, I must confess, the answer is no. Had the world learned the lesson, there would have been no Cambodia, and no Rwanda, and no Darfur, and no Bosnia, and no racism, and no anti-Semitism, and no Nazi marches here in Skokie. But we must learn now certain very simple lessons. That whatever happens to one community affects all communities. Some people believe, oh, it's only the Jews. Oh no. Kafka said, when a Jew is slapped in the face, it is all humanity that falls on its knees. Yes, pogroms. Yes, evacuation. Yes, deportation. Jews were the first victims, but the effect was much larger than that. The universal implication and application was there. So therefore, when you enter this place, remember that life is not made of years, but of moments. Let every moment here be one that will guide your conduct. We have heard from previous speakers that we have celebrated life. Yes, we have. It's the biblical command. You shall choose life. It also means you shall choose the living. We must think of the living. And therefore, whenever and wherever living human beings suffer, we must do something to honor their dignity. Wherever communities are humiliated, we must come to their defense. And wherever people live in fear, we must be there to alleviate their fear. We must do whatever we can that our children, when they grow up and they enter this place, they will learn the lesson with sadness, but also with hope. Remember Pandora's box. There are so many curses, so many maledictions, but at the bottom of the box, there is hope. So what is the hope? The hope is that we learn